Hello, and welcome to another Dwarven Tavern review. This time we have in our midst, the Rise of Tiamat. This is Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and it's part of the series, the Tyranny of Dragons, which began with the Horde of the Dragon Queen, which is this lovely lady here. Lovely lady. After a few shots, maybe. But anyway, this is an adventure for characters of levels 8 through 15. So, by the time you get through with this guy, you should be ready for this one. And by guy, I mean book. So, let's take a look at this. Again, if you remember the review of the Horde of the Dragon Queen, and I'll actually leave this up here for you to see. It's an episodic adventure, which in total it has 9 episodes, beginning with the Council of Waterdeep, which covers starting the adventure, back in Waterdeep, gathering allies, sessions of the council, and scoring the sessions. And it has all about first of all, it starts out with the introduction, the background, the overview, the outline of the episodes on page 5, adventure hooks, additional encounters, running the adventure, groups, villains, and allies. Then it moves on to the Sea of Moving Ice, episode 3 and 4, Death to the Worm Speakers, which a worm speaker would be. No. So, episode 5 is A Cult Strikes Back. Episode 6 is Metallic Dragons Arise. Episode 7 is Xonthal's Tower. Episode 8 is Mission to Thay. And Thay what you want, but it's a mission that you have to go there. And then Episode 9 is Tiamat's Return. And there's no spoilers here. This is just, you can see that from the table of contents. So what Tiamat's Return entails, or in heads, that's up for, whatever. So anyway, the artwork is good. Like here on page 38, you have the beginning of Death to the Worm Speakers. And so the artwork is good. It's not overly so, but it's enough to give you a good visual, like on page 58, this guy right there, the Metallic Dragons Arise. And metallic dragons are good guys, but you still don't want to necessarily meet one, because even a good guy will throw the smackdown on you if you do something to tick him off. So anyway, in the back, you have your various appendices, such as monsters like the Dragon Claw, which is a medium humanoid, the Dragon Fang, the Dragon Soul, Dragon Wing, and that's the extent of the anatomy that they cover, because there are some parts of the dragons you don't want to be. And I'm sure you can use your imagination to figure out, like the dragon's pancreas. I don't. You might. I don't know. It's none of my business what parts you want to portray. So they have things like the Guard Drake, the Ice Toad, Nirgoth, Blade Lord, who is a medium undead, and so forth. And then of course Tiamat, the stats for the mats, and it's really interesting to see what they've done with these creatures in the various editions. And I think I'm going to talk about that in another video, because I'm going to do some comparing, and like comparing like first age versus. And here at the tavern, we call it age because we have characters from the first edition or the first age, and it moves along to the other ages thereof. So right now we're playing a very cool campaign at the halfway through the third age of the game. So that's pretty cool, and that way I can sit back and regale my my new players with exploits of my characters from the first age, whilst staring into the middle distance longingly. And it's really pretty cool. I mean, it's honestly cool. Then in Appendix B, you've got the magic items, which consists of 3 things. And it's a very cool book. The adventure, after looking at the adventure, which I can't give away too much, because you don't want to be playing and I say, oh yeah, well that guy was boss, but he died in the second thing. And you're like, what? So I'm not gonna give anything away. But the adventure flows well. It's very playable, and it goes with the premise of what it began in this book, which is if I'm trying to remember the term for it, with regard to experience points and the giving away of said experience points and rewards. No, I am at a loss. Hold on. Actually, let's go to the end of the second thing. Okay. So, it's called the milestone experience reward. So, with milestone experience points, which I think is actually a pretty cool premise, because with the milestone rule, you can make sure that your players, and you don't have to just apply it in these books, but you can apply it in any situation. Is the milestone rules says that whenever you feel like it as a dungeon master, you can level up your players, which is cool, because I know of several dungeon masters from other editions of, well, not just dungeon masters, but game masters or rule lords or whatever the game has, the dungeon master labeled. They say that their playing style actually fits the milestone experience points better than doling out experience points, because if you're not real familiar with how to give out the experience points, then it could be a bit of a challenge. So the milestone allows you to make sure that they're where you want them to be, depending on their their achievements and such. So yeah, it's very cool. All in all, it's a perfectly fine tome. It's not very thick, but it is an adventure, and the old prefab modules used to come in tiny little shrink-wrapped folders. So in that, the content is good. I'm gonna give it 4 axes, because I think it could have been a little bit meatier. Not that kind of meatier, but I think it could have had more meat to it. But it was it's one of three. I believe it's three. I believe it's set up in three. So you can find this book at dungeonsanddragons.com, and it goes for $29.95, and it's good. I mean, it's good to carry. It seems like I'm not very enthusiastic about it, but I really am. I'm just not sure, and I'm going to cover this. I'm going to cover this later, but it seems like Tiamat was nerfed a little bit, but we shall see. I'm going to do some comparisons presently. So again, this is the Rise of Tiamat. It's part 2 of the Tyranny of Dragons series. It goes with this guy as well, and this. So don't forget to look them up. www.dungeonsanddragons.com. Don't forget to look us up at www.dwarventavern.net. And please subscribe, give us a like. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and all those other good things as well. And leave comments. Love the comments. Had a really good discussion about 4th edition to with a hardened fan thereof, and it was pretty cool because gamers apparently take their preferred versions very, very personally, which I think is awesome. So I take my, I mean, because you like a movie and somebody says, well, that movie is stupid, and you really liked it, you're like, oh, are you saying that I'm stupid? And so forth. So respects to everyone, because whatever version works for you is the version that works for you, and that's awesome, because it's better than not having a version that works for you, which I have also seen. So again, the Rise of Tiamat, I forgot what I was talking about. The Rise of Tiamat from Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, www.dungeonsanddragons.com, and that's 4.5 axes. Yeah, 4.5 axes. So we wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. And at first I feared it, then I charged. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Let the games begin. Let the